All right, Ernest, I'm going to assume for a second that we solved the clock movement problem. This is the musical movement that goes with that other movement I shown you. Now, it's not very visible on this one, but there's an area where there's no pins, There's no pins here interfering with the teeth on a comb. And usually, and it's very hard to see on this one, but there's usually little dimples that go all the way across that bare spot where there's no pins, okay? And that is where you want to line up those dimples. I think you can see them right there. You're going to line up those dimples with the teeth, as close as best you can. And then with the gear train locked up on the musical movement, on the clock movement, when it's locked in position, you want these dimples across this cylinder. I'm sorry, it's out of focus. You want the dimples across this pinned cylinder to line up with the teeth on a comb, and do your best to install it back into the case and mesh the gear with the clock movement gear, You want it in this neutral position so when the gear train starts up and completes its cycle, you get through one melody. You know what I mean? One full melody. This movement actually has 3 melodies, but you want the dimples to line up with the teeth on the comb, and then just simply install it back into the clock case, and hopefully the dimples are still lined up when you're done. So, but we'll get to that. But first we got to solve why that gear train is not locking up, why that detent is not falling into the slice of pie and locking up that gear train. So we'll start with all this and see what we can do. Sorry again for all the trouble.